Hmm? What's the purpose of date data type?
We can arrange all the variables.
No, where do we use so the date is the data type. So can you tell me what are the uses of the date as a data type? Hmm?
We can get joining date like that.
Okay, one is the joining date. Okay. Using Swiggy, tell me the dates. Where do we use the Swiggy or Zomato? What kind of a date data type are we using in Swiggy and Zomato? How is date helping there?
Date and time helps for order processing and delivery.
Right. So basically, we go look at the all the e-commerce or Swiggy or Zomato. For every order, how many times need to be maintained minimum?
3.
Every order needs to maintain how many times? How many different times need to
3
maintain?
times. 3.
Three, right? So one is the order time. Second is the pickup time. Third is the delivery time, right? If it is the Swiggy or Zomato on the same day, if it in case of an e-commerce, so only time is needs to be probably need to be maintained for the food orders because the orders most likely you will be getting it in the same day. So in case of an e-commerce orders like Amazon or Flipkart, so what needs to be maintained along with the time? Hmm? The date. So there is an order date and order time, and then pickup date and pickup time, and delivery date and delivery time, right? Okay, second aspect of the date aspect is, so is the time same across the world?
No.
So is the time same across the world?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, so if the time is not same across the world, how do you measure the time across the different countries?
With GMT plus or minus.
Yeah, so basically there are time zones. So there are time zones that are maintained across the world, right? So India has, what is the time zone called? Indian Standard Time, ISD. And US country itself has 4 different time zones. There is a mountain time, there is a central time, there is a eastern time. Because, so why US has 4 different time zones? US as a country is bigger, 3 times bigger than India. So US as a country is bigger than 3 times bigger than India. So the from one coast to another coast, the total distance is 3,000 miles. That is roughly around 5,000 kilometers. Okay, so there is a 3 hours difference between East Coast and West Coast in US. What kind of why do we need to maintain the time zone? So because when the flight is, let's say you're traveling from US to India, so the time is different times, right? Basically, US is almost roughly around 10 hours back than India. So how do you maintain and record the times of the flight, arrival time and departure time? So the arrival time and departure time must be maintained using along with the time, and the time zone also needs to be maintained. Okay. So plus is the date format same date format is used across the world?
No, sir.
Yeah. So in India, we are used to the DDMMYY format. And in US, they use the first month as the format, and then the day as the format, and YY as the format. So different countries has different date format. Some we use with the number, some with the alphabet, August 5th. So like that, So the date format is another thing that is important. So basically, roughly, the dates, what are the dates? Basically, what are the various date classes you need to be familiar with? So these are all the various date classes you need to be familiar with. So this local date is, it is only date information is stored. Only date information is stored and retrieved using the local date. And local time is only time information is stored and retrieved. Okay, that local time is stored and retrieved. And local date and time, both date and time is stored and retrieved. So it depends on the business need, then you need to use this. So for example, the Amazon order or Flipkart order, you need to use the local date and time. You need to have the both date as well as the time. Okay. So this month and day is the format it stores. It doesn't store the years. It is only the month and day. This is only year and month. This is only year, right? So this is the zone. What is the zone? These are all the various time zones across the world can be used to, get the actual time of that time zone, actual time of that particular time zone. Okay. For every zone, there is an ID that is maintained. For every zone, there is an ID that is maintained. Okay. This is the date time formatter. This is to have the convert the date in format like DD, MM, YY, or YYY, MM, or DD, or basically an alphabet like August 5th, 1998. So there are various kinds of a possible combinations of dates can be transformed across the different time format. Then the class that you will use is called date time formatter. This offset is, this is from the GMT. What is the offset? It is plus 5 hours or minus 5 hours. So like that is the offset that is maintained. Okay. So these are all the various classes that you need to be familiar for utilizing the date class. So date as a data type. What is date? What is the purpose? Date is the data type, similar to string. So what is the purpose of a data type? Huh? Soumya, what is the definition of a data type? Hmm?
Issue or the answer maybe double accounts open.
No, could you please speak louder? I didn't understand. So anyone, Prashant, what is the yes, yeah, go ahead, tell me. Your voice is very low.
Oh wow. It's already logo type for you. Login over there.
No, somebody is talking other topic.
Sir,
Yeah,
date
Prashant,
is
can you
a
tell me?
data type.
Yeah, Narendra.
Sir, date is a data type and it acts also as a class.
No, yeah, date is a data type, and the purpose of any data type is basically the data of that particular type to be stored. When we say a data type of date, that means date is the date as the data is stored in the date data type. String means the data is stored as a string. Okay. So let's look at some of the, how do you know the classes, the programs of the date, so that so let's look at all these. How do you use this date classes? Okay. So we have, we have a data class called task, which has the task name, task duration, and task schedule, date and time, right? So any task that need to be performed, so what is required? Let's say you want to travel basically, right? On a particular date. What is required? What is the task you have to travel? And then what is the information that need to be stored? When are you traveling? Date and when are you traveling time, right? And how long do you want to travel? That is called the duration. Okay. So this information need to be captured, right? In the real world, isn't it? In the real world, whenever we say traveling, so what are the information that need to be, we talk about the date of travel, the time of travel, and how much time, how many, basically, you're going from here to Bombay, the total and by train. So 24 hours is the travel time, right? So what is the task? You want to travel from here to, right? So that is the real world task activity. So then you create the task object. So these are all the getters, duration. Okay, so now what do is we create the 3 different tasks. So now meeting the task, the duration is for 1 hour. The coding duration is 45 minutes and lunch duration is 2. So what are the methods available? So now all these classes, so what are the methods? Now if we click on date, so these are all the, so you can have most of these data classes. How do you create off days, off hours, of milliseconds, of minutes, of seconds? So these are all the various data information you can specify it for the data classes. So now here you want to specify an hour. This is in minutes. Okay. And you want to create a date. So that is local date and time. So you want to, create a date. Then what are the information you have to pass? So the method you call is off. You pass the year, right? That is month, that is day, and then that is the hours, that is the minute. Okay. So this is how you can use the local date and time. And what are the methods that are available? It has methods called now. So when we say now, what does now give? Now gives current date and current time. The method now tell you current date and current time. And if you want to create a date of a particular year, month, and this thing, then you pass those year, you pass month, day of month, hour, minute. Then it will create the local date and time object. Okay. So all the classes that we discussed, so all these has the common, the method now is available, off is available for all these different date classes. Okay. Is that clear? Any doubt? Right. So that's how you can create the date and time object. So now we are creating array list of 3 tasks. And let's look at and print the task. So how do you create the date? So this is the class local date. This is the object name. And you call the off method and pass year, month, and the day, right? So these values you can pass it in different ways. So here instead of the month dot January, you can also pass one number. Okay. So all these different combinations are possible. Okay. So you can pass the month as a constant January, or you can pass it as a number. Similarly, local time, this is hour and this is the minute. So you are creating 10-0. And then, so you create the local date time. So you pass the date and you pass the time. So then you create the local date and time. So the various kinds of methods are available in date object, time object, and local date and time object. Okay. Similarly, you want to create only a year month object. Then you can pass the year and the month. You can also create only year object. And you can also create only month and day object. Yeah. So what is the zone and date and time? For example, you want to create local date time in American Standard Time. This is zone ID dot of I America/New York. Okay. So now you want to convert this local date and time into American time zone. So then you can create the zone, date, and time. Okay. Similarly, you can get the day of week. What is day of week? Can somebody tell me what is day of week and day of month? Nishwita or Prashant? Narendra, Uday? What does it mean by day of week or day of month?
Particular day of a week and a particular day of a month, sir.
Correct. So what values do we expect, Nishwita?
For week, we can expect 7 weeks: Sunday, Saturday, Monday,
No,
Tuesday,
day of the
Wednesday.
week is it's basically Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. There are how many days of the week are there? 7 days.
7.
Right? If day of the month means
12 months.
huh?
12
Day of
months.
the month.
Day of the month.
How many days are there in a month?
31 or 30.
Yeah, either except February is a 30 or 31. So day of the month means it is the 10th day or 11th day or 12th day, right? Like this. So the all the different possible, so these are all the things we use in the real world, isn't it? August 5th, August 10th, right? A third day of the month or in a previous month. These are all the various things we use in the real world. So the information world of the date supports whatever we talk about in terms of the dates through these different classes. Is that clear? So we use the dates in multiple different ways in the real world, isn't it? If somebody asks you, what did you do last year? Where were you exactly 360 days back? Right? Or last year, January 5th, what were you doing? Are we not having this conversation in the real world? Prashant? Narendra? So let's see, you're all silent. It's a problem for me.
Yeah, we have that, sir. We have that conversation.
Yeah. So let's see, stay on, unmute. Why you're all in the mute mode? Unless you have a disturbance, remove the mute.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So do you have a problem with the disturbance?
No, sir. Actually, I'm staying in hostel, so somebody is making noise. That's why.
No, if there is a noise, then you go into the mute mode. Similarly, everyone, unless you have a noise, please stay unmute.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So, see, you will learn only when in the interact mode. So I can monologue, keep on talking about it and get away. I don't know how much you actually will understand it and learn it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
the date and time is used in the real world in multiple different ways. right? So basically a packet, for example, you booked a parcel, you ordered it from Amazon or Flipkart, it was ordered on 10th December and then it was delivered on 15th December. So you ordered at 10th December at 2 p.m. It came at 15th December at 1 a.m. All this information must be stored, right?
Yes.
So that is how this is what is the real, whatever is happening in the real world. So that is what is the objects of these classes is to whatever is happening in the real world must be used to capture this information in this particular different format. So we use the January, February month, that is what is called the month, and first day, third day, fourth day, that is called day of the month. So all these different operations, and then what is the duration? So duration is is 10 days. So how long do you go on vacation? We say that we vacate for 10 days. So that is what is the duration is period, and then so all these different aspects we discuss in the real world. These are all the classes support all those we discuss and use it in the real world in the information form using the different classes. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's look at the other way of what are the other things you can create day of the week, day of the month. You can also get what month is this. So that is using the get month. Similarly, you get the time, then you want to know what is the current hour, what is the hour, you get the minute. You can also get the what is the current time, then you use the local time dot new now. So now will always tell you about if you use now on time, it will tell you the current time. If you use now on a date, it will tell you the current date. And then if you use it on local date and time, it will tell you the current date and current time. So these are all the operations it support. So then you wanted to know day of the year. So what is the day of the year meaning? Can somebody tell me what is the day of the year means? What value do we expect? Anyone?
Whether it was a weekday, sir, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, in that particular.
No. Day of year. Let's understand the meaning. Day of
Day
year.
one. Day one.
So day of year means what values can we expect?
1.
1 to 365, sir, in between.
Exactly, right? So day of year is, so basically let's say today is 3, right? So when we ask the day of year, what value do we get? What is the date? Today's date?
3rd January.
3rd
3rd
January.
January, right? When we ask day of the year, what value do we get?
2024.
Huh? No, day of year.
Date and month.
No. See, this particular operation, day of year, for today is January 3rd, 2024, right?
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
when we ask day of year, what value do we get?
3, sir.
Exactly, right? Absolutely. So day of year, the value you get is 3. Okay. Similarly, get second. So what is the current time in terms of second? Similarly, year month you can create. So so year month, and then month day you can create zone date and time. What is offset? Offset is basically it is from the GMT, how many hours in the front or how many hours in the back. That is the offset. Okay. So what is the period? So the period is when we give the 2 different dates. So how many years exist between these two? So let's say 1995 till 2023. If you give 2 different dates, then it will tell you how many years in between them, how many months in between them, how many days in between them. So that is what is the purpose of a period. So where do we use this period?
To calculate when year
What do
to
you
year.
think is the usage of this period in the real world?
To know
In history.
exactly period of year, month, and days.
See, Tulsi, what I'm talking about is, for example, let's say during Manmohan Singh government, that is between 2003 and 2013, during those 10 years, what is the performance of Manmohan Singh government? Somebody asked the question. So then you have to talk in terms of the period only, right?
Yes. How many years?
Exactly, right? So during those 10 years, so that is start date and then end date. So how many months are there during that period? What did Manmohan Singh do? Then, so then basically all the historical perspectives or all the, these, so what happened, then the, relevance of period will come into picture, right?
Yes, sir.
So these are all the various classes that available in the date, and there are multiple different methods that are available. So you all need to practice it again. Please understand, you will get the hang of it only when you start writing the code. Let me run it and show it to you.
అంటే చిన్న వర్క్ ఉంది.
Right, so this is the output that we are getting it. Now, if we go back and look at it, so we created 3 different tasks, duration of 1 year, scheduled date and time of 23, and then local date. So we created this local day of the week is Friday, day of month 20, January. So if you look at it here, this date, day of week is Friday, right? Similarly, local date now is 2024. 0103. So local time 10, hour and minute. Local time now is, so what is the current time now? 6:39. So that is what is the 6:39, 48 millisecond. So 48 seconds. Local date and time. Local time now. Local date and time. It will tell you now January 3rd, 6:39, 48 seconds. Okay. So these are all the various classes. So you need to be familiar. So let's go back and look at it. What are the classes? Local date. It is only for dates. Local time, only for time. Local date and time, both date and time. So then period. Period is in terms of the 2 different dates. Duration is for 2 different times. So now what happened in last 10 hours? So basically start time of 10 a.m. till end time of 5 p.m. So what is the duration? Month, date. Offset is mentioned the date in terms of, so the offset between GMT and current, and zone ID. What are the various zones? American time zone, Indian time zone, are all, and date time formatter. You want to have the date display in a different format. Day, month, year, or year, month, day, or in alphabetical. These are all the classes were available in the dates. Okay. So the next one we are going to talk about is called streams. Okay. So this is very, very powerful streams. Okay, let's look at what is stream. See, we all know the list, right? We talked about the collection list. I don't know who is talking. I don't know, somebody is talking. Who is talking? Okay. So see the stream, what is the purpose of stream? Is you have a list of data and you need to perform the multiple different operations on the stream of data. That is the purpose of stream. Stream is a new feature that is introduced in the Java, right? So let's understand what is okay. Let me explain. So you have a list of orders which is created. Okay. So now what is a stream? Now if you look at this, so orders.stream, how do you create a stream? So on the list, then you call the method called stream. See, the interesting thing probably is these operations are all basically, if you look at it, they're all joined together with multiple dots. You're all noticing this? Right? So orders is a list of orders. And then when you call dot stream, it will give you the list of things. On that stream, you apply the operation called method called filter. So what kind of a filter we want to see is, so you want to see is order shipped. So you want to filter the list and the total amount is greater than 100. So now what is the data in the, so now if you look at this, so that is the power of stream which is introduced thing. So earlier the streams were not there. Now the same code, if you have to, without stream, you have to write a method of 10 to 15 lines need to be written. Right? So now the same is done. For example, the first is called stream. On the stream, next operation is called filter. And you want to filter identity. Now how many orders are there? There are 5 orders are there. So now what is the filter condition applying on the filter? Is shipped. So shipped true, how many are there? 1, 2, 3. So only 3 orders matches. Plus total amount is this. Total amount greater than 100. What is the total amount? So now if you look at it, now go back and look at it. What are the fields of an order object? So the first is called order ID. The second is total amount. Third is shipped. Right? So an order object is created with these 3 fields. So now we have created a list of 5 orders and then applying the stream. So the order dot stream, this one at this point. So let me explain step by step. So when we call orders dot stream, what is the output we get? It will give you list of 5 orders. So that is the step 1. Right? So now let's look at the step. After that, what is the step 2 here? The filter is applied. Right? So the next step is step 2. Filter is applied. So this is step 1. What is step 1? Step 1 is orders.stream. So what is the output of it? You'll get list of 5 order. What is the step 2? Filter is applied. So what is the filter it is applying? Is order is true and the total value is greater than 100. So what will we get? Out of 5 orders, only 3 orders meet the filter criteria. So what is the semantic meaning of filter? In the real world, can somebody tell me? Filter అనేది ఎక్కడ విన్నారు? Tulsi or anybody?
Selection order, candidate selection.
Huh?
A candidate selection for
Okay, అది ఫిల్టర్.
Group,
ఓకే, ఇక్కడ రియల్ వరల్డ్ ఎక్కడెక్కడ వాడుతున్నారు ఈ ఫిల్టర్ అనే వర్డ్? ఎక్కడ వాడుతున్నాం మనం?
water filters.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ, వాటర్ ఫిల్టర్. ఇంకా కాఫీ
Vehicles లో
ఫిల్టర్ అండ్ టీ ఫిల్టర్.
vehicles
ఫిల్టర్
లో
అనేది ఏం
engine
చేస్తుంది? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టీ ఫిల్టర్ తీసుకో, ఏం చేస్తుంది టీ ఫిల్టర్? వాట్ డస్ ద టీ ఫిల్టర్ డూ?
gives tea. It contains tea powder and milk. It gives output as tea.
Exactly, right? So tea filter lo basically, it contains the filtered tea with the tea powder And then what is the output that's coming out of the T filter? Only
T.
purity without the T powder. Correct?
Yes.
So the semantic same way the here, what is the meaning of now? If you look at the same word filter is used here. What is the filter here? The data is being filtered out. Right? So now the 5 orders data is taken. So now the filter criteria is specified. So it meets the only 3 orders. What is the filter criteria here? Identify all the orders that shipped is true, and then the total amount is greater than 100. So out of these, only 3 have met it. What is the step 3 here now? What is the next operation it is doing? So now,
If order is greater than 100 amount, it will give.
exactly. What is the next step? So the first is order, then filter. After the filter, what is the next step? It is creating the new list. What is the next operation? It is creating the new list. So new list is being created. So what is the new list is called? New list is called
High
high
values.
value shipped orders. So now what is the difference between high value shipped orders and the orders? Orders is also list and high value shipped orders is also list. What is the difference between these two?
Orders
So
contain
the
total
orders
orders.
list contains 5 orders. High value shipped orders contains only those items which are shipped with a value greater than 100. Okay. See how powerful this is. So now without this stream, so now if we have to do the right, then you'll have to write 10 lines of Java code. How do you write this? Then what will you do? You will write for loop. And then in the for loop, then you write the if then
If
else condition. Right? So then you have to declare a new list. Then if condition is true, then
add it to
add
list.
it to the new list. Right? So this is how the same thing if you have to write it without stream, you have to write it 10 lines of Java code. You understood the difference? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So that is the power of stream. So in the power of stream is what is it? See, everything is done in single line. Now if you look at it here, the first is stream, and then you apply in the stream, you apply the filter, and then whatever is the output, you collect and create the new list. So new list is created. Clear? Right? So now look at the, yeah. So now let's look at the other one. So now here again, stream is applied. And here this time only is shipped is filter is created. Right? So now we want to create a list of strings. So here list of orders are created. Now we want to create a list. Then you apply the map. What does the map do? You can map the order ID is being taken only order ID and then create a list. So here this one creates a list of shipped orders as a strings is the order IDs. See here there are 4 steps are applied. First stream, then filter, then map, then collect. Clear everyone? Okay. So now let's look at the other examples. Right now, what is the term? Create a summary of orders with the total amounts. So now you want to create. So now this you want to create a concatenated string where the string should contain order ID, the same string total amount and shipped. So then what is the output you want? List of strings, orders.stream, then the map. In the map, you take the order ID and then create a single string. You take the 3 values, create a concatenated string, and then convert that into list of strings. Is clear everyone so far? Are you all understanding what is stream? Tulasi, Prashant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now let's look at that is the third. Now let's look at the other one. Yeah, you can also apply for each. So what is the purpose of for? You want to iterate through the list of orders. Then you can apply orders.stream, then for each, and then take each order and print the order details. Then you can use the for each operation on stream. For each is, it will take the each order and then perform the operation of that particular order. So that is what is called the this thing here. Okay. Okay, let's look at these are all you don't. Yeah, then distinct. Right? Another operation you can perform is called distinct. What is distinct? You want to remove the duplicate. Let's say you have this list 1, 2, 3, 2 list of numbers. You want to remove all the duplicates and create a new list. Then numbers with duplicates, dot stream. Then you call the operation called dot distinct. Then what does it do? It will remove all the duplicates and create a new list. It creates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is what the purpose of distinct here. Then you want to sort the list. Then you can apply names to sort, stream, call the method called sorted. Then it will sort the list. Okay. Okay, then it will get the sorted list. You'll get. Yeah. So you want to limit operation, the limit operation. Let's say list contains 100 items and you want to read only the first 3. Then the method you can apply is called a limit on stream. Then when you apply the limit, it will give you only those first three items. Right? Then the another operation you can perform is skip to skip elements. So what is the purpose of skip? Skip the first 2 elements. It will skip the first 2 and perform the operation of the rest. So that is what the purpose of skip. Okay. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next operation you want to create is total amount. Then the operation is called reduce. So again stream. So in the map, you get the total amount, then operation reduce, then the operation sum. What does it do? It takes all the 5 orders, add them up, and then gives the total order amount. So that is the reduce operation, takes all the 5 orders, and then apply the sum on the total amount. It will give you the total amount. So let's run this so that you can understand what are the various stream thing that has been done. Okay, let's go back and look at the various thing. Right. Okay, so the first thing we did was high valued shipped orders, right? So now what are the high value shipped order? We want to have one. So basically is 150. So 200. So it shows how many orders it shows? 1, 2, and 3. So remember, it has to be shipped and greater than 100. So the high value shipped orders has only 3 items. What is the next one? Generate a list of order IDs for ship. So what are the, so just gives the as a string, shipped order IDs as a string. That is the second thing we did. Right? What is the third thing we did? Result summary. See, now if you look at your order summary, so the entire thing is a string, single string. Right? So entire thing is single string is being created with the all the 3 fields. That is the collecting the results. So what are the other features we tried? For each, you want to print the So all the 5, this one is printing. So now that's why there are 5 orders are being printed. So that is what this for each and print all the 5 operations. All right. So flat map, ignore it. Okay. Now distinct. So now 1, 2, 3. So there are 2 duplicates, right? So now what is the distinct numbers it printed? So it removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whereas it has 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 4. So removed the duplicates and printed this. All right. So now, so Alice, Charlie, Bob. So now it is sorted them is Alice, Bob, and Charlie. That is what is the sorted one. Okay. Then the limit 3. See, that's why it printed only the first 3. And skipped one, 1, 2 is skipped. And that's why 3, 4 are skipped. And total order amount is 580. So now if you add all the total amount, so what is the total amount here? If you go back and look at it, 150, 180, 380, 380, 460, and 120. That is 580. So that is the total amount. It's clear on stream 1. Any questions on stream? Anyone?
So here reduce operation perform as a sum operation, sir. That
No, see, if you look at the Tulsi, what is the reduce is doing? Yeah, so
taking all list and it's summing.
yeah, exactly. Now, if you look at what did it do, it takes the stream. For then next operation is applied is map. What is map is doing? It is taking the total amount of all 5 orders.
Okay.
That is map is doing. So then on for all those 5 elements, then it is applying reduce. What is the operation it wants to perform on the reduce? Sum operation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So that is what is, that's why its total is added. Okay. So now
sir.
let's say instead of sum, let's say if you say max, let's run this. Okay. So now let's see what will we get. See what is the amount you got now? 200.
It will give the max amount.
So you
Max
are applying,
order.
taking all those 5 order amounts and applying the max. So we are getting 200 now.
Yes.
Okay. So like this, there are various operations you can perform. That is, it's a very powerful. The stream is a powerful operation of Java. You need to be familiar and you will be using a lot because most of the business applications deal with streams of data. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So next, the final Java feature we're going to talk about is called lambda expressions. How many of you remember, did we study lambda in mathematics? Any of you remember the lambda maths? Who all studied maths? Alpha, beta, lambda. You all don't, do you remember?
No, sir.
Okay, let's look at the lambda expressions. What is the lambda expression is? It's also another powerful feature where the method definitions itself can be written as a single statement, right? So that is what is the power of lambda expressions. Let's look at the example now. See, for example, now this high value order processor is a function or the method. See how that is being written as like this. right? So early, see, this we have seen in the previous example. So what is it doing? So this, so what is the syntax? So this is the method name, and this is the input parameter of the method. How do we write the methods? Any method has, what is the format of a method? Method, input parameters, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then you have the logic, right? And then the return value. So this is generally we write the method, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So now the same thing is written very easily using lambda expression. That is the power. So here, what is order? That is input parameter, right? So this is the input parameter is order, and this is the entire thing is logic. So what is the logic here? System dot out dot println. So it takes the order values, order, and then get order ID, get total price. So this entire thing will be returned. So that is the power of lambda expressions. Okay. So the lambda expressions helps you in writing the methods much faster than writing the regular methods. You understood the difference? So it is for faster programming purpose. Similarly, you have order processing function here. This is also written here. Okay, let's look at some of the other examples. So now here we have created 3 orders, and then the process order method is being called, and then high value order is a method. So you can pass the advantage of here is one method can be passed as a parameter to another method, right? Process order is a method, and high value orders is also method. So the advantage of the lambda expressions is, so one method can be passed as a parameter to another method. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So that is what high value order processor is a method that is being passed as a parameter to this one. Okay. So one method can be passed as a parameter to another method using the lambda expression. Similarly, high standard order processor is also a method which is being passed as a parameter to process orders. Okay. So that is what is called the lambda expressions, or which are called as the method reference or function references. Okay. So in summary, today we talked about dates. So what are the various dates? Local date, local time, local dated time, year, month, right? Month, date, zone, date and time, date time formatter. So these are all various date classes, helps you to store and retrieve the data of the real world information. Okay. Then the stream is applied on the list, and you can perform multiple different types of operations. You can collection map, you can apply, you can reduce operations, you can apply limit, you can apply, right? So these are all the various operations that you can perform, so that so the Java, you can write faster code using the stream rather than the regular way of doing it. Similarly, lambda expressions is basically method can be written in a single line, so that they can be passed as a parameter to other methods. Any questions so far on this thing? So with this, we have completed the covering of complete all Java features. Today's right, okay? We have covered everything. So we're going to have a summary session tomorrow. From starting to ending. We're talking about complete Java. Well, let's recap everything that we've covered in Java. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So let's have the today's online quiz session.